Nuovarden is a dimension of wide-open mystery and infinite discovery created by our very own DungeonMisterTy and published by Adventure Slang Productions. You can learn all about this dynamic game system and wondrous setting at adventureslang.com.
Seeking to start their explorer careers, the party formed at a range camp north of the city of Plak in the Renaclau woodlands. The range camp keeper, a blind Selku named Raunestrov, told them of a rumor they'd been given during the previous darkening by a lone Landplak traveler. The traveler spoke of a golden valley where no valley should exist, and of the great booming voice that carried across the sky so many thousand breaths distant. And so the new companions decided to investigate the valley and see if they could solve the riddle of a changed landscape and hear for themselves the booming voice. The new allies crossed the Palalau Great Peaks and descended into a vast golden valley unlike they had seen before, traversing the landscape and encountering odd, dangerous beings. In time, they met the great colossus, Lutu, who asked the party to ally with them and help in gaining an artifact called the Mind of Aeos. The party traveled to an archipelago and a ring of islands called Vinutale. There they met with Selku oracles and traded ancient lore for the relic, a melon-sized seed. Afterward, the explorers traveled back to the main continent, where en route to Lutu they met an Ikshi named Isha. After a brief, though suspicious exchange, the party went on to meet with Lutu and present the relic. However, their ally Dixie decided to return to the coast in hopes of riding the ballista at least once, should they die in the process of delivering the Mind of Aeos. Not long after, the group met Kava, a member of the Harvester faction and former companion of a deceased Kakut's harvester encountered earlier on arrival in the valley. Soon the new team arrived at Lutu. The Colossus informed the allies that they would take the seed to Umult and close the bridgeway, but the party insisted on traveling with Lutu to help. Shortly before reaching the bridgeway, the group encountered Isha again, and a fight broke out. A brief, intense battle resulted in the defeat of Isha and their ally Ofer. Isha survived and was left to fend for themselves with a warning that no such mercy should be extended a second time should the group encounter the Ikshi again. Finally, the explorers reached the bridgeway, and there were confronted by an opposing colossus named Fjern and their beast ally, an echo beast in the form of a Rojun. Another intense battle ensued, with the companions prevailing once more. As they crossed the bridgeway, the relic activated, and the team found themselves pursued by numerous flying beasts attacking from the Nuovarden side. Meanwhile, Isha sailed past, riding high above upon the back of a young fate worm, disappearing into Umult, ostensibly to seek the Overlord in some unrighteous alliance. In haste, the group rushed across the bridge and crossed the threshold on the edge of the elemental dimension of Umult. As a horde of echo beasts descended, Sif the brave Kaku flew to meet the threat, while Zorik the Asgar manifested a barrier to protect the others. Kava stood guard, while Fellavaai and Lutu buried the relic in the soft earth at the foot of the bridge. Upon planting the seed, an enormous fungi tree sprouted to life, rising high into the salmon-colored sky of Umult and stretching beyond sight to close the portal between Nuovarden and Umult. Sif was lost to sight behind the tree, locked among the enemies above the bridge to Nuovarden, and as the scene quieted, the allies, Zorik, Fellavaai, Kava, and Lutu, stood in the dim, otherworldly light of Umult, cut off from home, with unknown enemies abounding. The ground shuddered intermittently, and distant howls and the clatter of falling rock resounded across the great distant sky overhead. This is where we begin. You are alone in the dim pink light of Umult, a strange, disquiet land unfolding beyond. "Find the Worm Rider," says Lutu. I fear they have no good intentions and seek to ally with the Overlord. I must find the others like Lutu, and like Lutu the same. Look for us when you near the Overlord's citadel.
Are you leaving?
I must leave and gather the others in preparation for what we must do next.
Are they
These...
others like you?
Like Lutu, and like Lutu the same.
What can you tell us of these lands? We are not familiar.
This is Umult, where Lutu is from.
Yes.
It is not like Nuovarden. It is very old. But look around you, Fellavaai. What do you see? And what you see is a rugged, stony, active, rumbling, dim landscape. You don't see the colorful vegetation that you see in Nuovarden. You don't see where you're at any sort of forests or valley. The valley, that any sort of valley is just dark rock. In the distant, a mountain runs with rivulets of lava. There is ash in the sky. The sky is very high overhead. It feels way farther overhead than it does in Nuovarden, as if it's been pushed back to make room for the colossi that roam this land. And the clouds form streaks as if some clawed beast was trying to rent a hole in the sky to get out.
I think Zorik is kind of trying to pull himself together. He's probably disheveled after what happened coming through to this dimension and this eruption of this massive fungal-like tree that has essentially taken up this space where there was nothing before. There was a bridge. There was a pathway. There was his companion Sif. And he's just looking. What of Sif? Where? Sif! He just calls out, "Where are you? Where is he, Lutu? Where's our
He's on the
friend?"
other side. He's on the other side of the mine. The bridge is closed off. Whether he survived the onslaught, none can say. But if he did, he has been returned home.
Could I try to
Fellavaai,
scry on Sif?
Can you
Sure.
sense if he is still alive, at least?
He'll kneel on the very rocky terrain that his poor knees are not accustomed to. And though you cannot see because of the veil in front of his eyes, they close their eyes. And I'm gonna see. Okay, it's a 4 and a 2.
Okay. Do you want to be able to see, or do you prefer to hear, just so that you know that there's the option that you can do one or the other?
I can do one or the other. I would rather see him.
Okay. A window of vision opens, almost bright, too bright for your eyes momentarily, as the light difference erupts. And you see Sif dodging and weaving through the air, leading pursuit of what you learned were called roar wings, back into the desert. Sif is somewhat battered, but alive, and leading the pursuit without having been caught so far.
I think Fellavaai would be kind of muttering what it is she's seeing as she's seeing it.
He's in danger, but alive.
He is strong.
He's strong.
He is very, very strong. He will be okay.
We will see him again. I'm just going to look at Kava and Fellavaai and just sort of like trying to convince myself. We will see him again. We will see Sif.
We will get back to Nuovarden. We will see our friends again.
Families.
Family.
Allies.
Yes, allies. Speaking of which, do we have allies here in this place that we could seek refuge with or guidance from in your absence, Lutu? Help.
There are other beings, small, like Zorik, and Kava, and Fellavaai. Not as small as Dixie Broadbolt. Perhaps they can help. Those like Lutu, and not like Lutu, and like Lutu the same, do not commune with the Imprints, as they call themselves. But Lutu does not consider them enemies. Seek them and see if they can help you.
What would we tell them? Will they know us?
Lutu did not know you until Lutu went into the garden. Now you do not know them, since you are in Umalt. But Lutu knows you, and you know Lutu. In time, they may know you, and you may know them.
Are there rules? Is standing out dangerous?
Lutu kneels down as he's wont to do, his enormous form colliding onto the ground, and gets a little bit closer to you, Fellavaai. An excellent question, Fellavaai. It is dangerous for small ones like you to be exposed in Umalt. The Colossi cannot see you so well, or if they do, the Imprints call themselves such for a reason. And then he stands back up. But Lutu must go and find the others like Lutu, and like Lutu the same.
Kava, are you all right?
Find Isha, you called them. Find that one and stop them. I implore you, before you return to Nuovarden. Before I go, I will apologize to my allies and friends and family to have brought you thus far into such danger, as I warned before.
We knew what we were getting into, Lutu. We came here willingly to do what we could to save the garden.
That you have done admirably.
Kava, are you all right?
Kind of whispering to Fellavaai, like hoping Lutu can't hear. I know he means well, but I don't feel very accomplished right now, given that we've lost our friends and now we're trapped here, assumedly till who knows when. But on the brighter side of things, I am very interested at the village of Lutus. So, balance.
I feel some consolation, Kava, in the fact that we have something to focus on. We have someone to focus on. We will not rest until Isha is dealt with. Can we agree upon that, friends?
Oh, of course.
We do not know her intention. We can presume. I would like to hear from her first, if she is willing to speak. If not,
They
I
will
can
need
put him
to
in a chokehold, and
we'll
then you can talk to him. And
do what we must.
okay, glad we're on the same page.
They will need to speak quickly. That's all I have to say about the matter.
Above table, Kava's like holding him in a headlock, trying to dodge the sword, as Sork is like trying to step. Wait.
Fellavaai, you just like freaking the fuck out in the background.
No, he's trying to talk to them. Wait.
I feel at fault for letting her go the first time.
You did not let her go, Fellavaai. Do not be mistaken. You chose forgiveness. That is not letting somebody go. You did not make a mistake. They chose to make a mistake. The mistake was of their own doing. Once they made that decision, it was on them.
Thank you.
You did the best you could. I heard and felt how fervently you tried to call to them. It is not your fault that they did not hear or listen.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Both of you. I would have been lost if you hadn't have called me into your party. And now, oh so quickly, I just feel connected to you both, so thank you.
We are connected, but to be fair, we are in a sense all lost together in this strange place.
Let's go get lost in the village of Lutu.
Are we not
I like
lost?
her vibe. I'm going to turn to Fellavaai. I really like Kava's vibe. I'm glad we brought them with us.
I as well.
You get the sense that they're like overly nervous, and this is that
Yeah.
that nervous jitter of like, yeah, oh, and meanwhile they're in their head, they're like, oh, we're stuck here, we're dead, we're gonna die over here.
On the more positive end, are we not all lost all the time? What difference does it make if it is internal or external? There is much we do not know of Nuovarden or of the surrounding areas, and there is not much that we know of Umalt. We adapt, and we learn.
Yes. Yes, that is true. We will find our way. We will do what we have to do.
Well, Fellavaai is just going to pick a direction and just start walking.
So Lutu has been waiting, and as you all sort of summarize your conversation, Lutu says, Lutu must go now, as Lutu has said. You will see Lutu again. Survive. Friends. Allies. And you will see Lutu again. And he just turns and
Well, real quick, above table, is this Kayla not paying attention, or did he tell us where he was going, or what he was doing, or is he just dipping out?
No, he told us he's going to seek
He's going
others
to
like
seek
he
his
told us, right?
allies. Yeah, others like
Yeah.
him. Yep.
So,
The
how many,
Lutus.
like, Kava's like, how many of them are there? There's a village of Lutus. He's going to go see some more Lutus. Like, is this just inhabited by only Lutus?
And is everyone as
There's a
big
sound of
as he
crunching,
is?
sound of crunching gravel as Lutu turns around and says, "Lutu does not have a village. The whole of Umult is the village of those like Lutu."
Or are they like nomads? I have so many questions.
There are
I can't go
citadels.
now. I have so many questions.
I must go, Kava. You will see Lutu again. Survive, and you will see Lutu again.
That's
And he
good
starts-
motivation to survive.
He starts marching off. As your eyes adjust to the unusual light, Lutu walks into the dark and expansive realm of Umult. The Colossus fades in the distance, and for the first time, you spy the hunched silhouettes of humanoid figures nearby. They seem to be watching you. A smoldering light emanates from the manes upon their heads, the yellows and oranges of flame. They are a lean people, similar in build to Asgal or Selku, though their skin is the red to slate hue of volcanic earth. One of their lot stands fully and approaches. His eyes bear the faint light of an orange ember. You did not pass through before the bridgeway closed. Why do you remain in Umult, where you are not safe?
What dangers do we face here?
Their eyes shift towards the pathway that Lutu took. We are not the largest, nor the strongest in Umult.
Is strength a
Okay.
rather determining factor in survival here as well?
When there are denizens as large as the one you were speaking with, they are overpowering, like the elements themselves. Are you in danger? Above ground, yes.
Did you just say above ground?
Yes. Above ground, like we are here.
That implies there is a below ground that we...
Yes, of course there's a below ground. We could not survive in Umult, though we are from Umult, if there was nowhere for us to get away from the grand steps of the Colossi.
Lutu the Colossi? Pointing in like Lutu's direction.
Lutu is not the biggest.
I'm beginning to understand now. Oh.
What?
I do not
Huh.
understand. Are the Colossi
something-
a danger to you?
Yes, they are a tremendous. We should get below ground, but oddly enough, there is another from your world among us. Paul, would you please introduce your character and what they look like?
Yeah. Vajvahan is a Selku. He is about 6 foot tall, lanky, skin like an aspen tree, kind of whitish, but there's kind of like splotches of black kind of intermixed along it. Purely skin and bone. He might be 6 foot, but he looks like he weighs less than even 100 pounds. He's just a frame, a white wispy hair that is tied up in a neat little bun on top. He wears a simple garb, just cream sort of robe with a black mala and a tiny little wispy goatee of sorts, just wisps coming down from his chin that has a single one of the beads from the black mala kind of tying together the little wisps together. That is Vajvahan. He's mingled in with the other imprints, just kind of curiously gazing around. He has 4 eyes. I forgot to mention Selku have 4 eyes. The 2 on higher up on his head are closed, and currently he has a pair of spectacles on his open eyes. The lower pair of eyes in which he is observing almost in wonder this place of Ulmolt. He doesn't seem too concerned or too scared by Ulmolt. He seems far more fascinated by the place.
And Kava and Vajvahan, you recognize each other.
As Vajvahan's eyes see the people coming from people who he recognizes, these different tribes from his time in his village, and startled, he stands. Oh my! Is that others from Nuovarden? And he comes tepidly walking over, very graceful, almost like he's floating. And as he kind of peers, he locks eyes with Kava, and a confused look on his face. Oh, wait.
Vajvahan?
Wait. And he closes his lower eyes and he moves his spectacles up to his upper set of eyes and he opens his eyes. Yes, Kava. How are you here? Kava.
In her excitement, runs up to Vajvahan. Forgetting that's not their vibe, goes for a high, not their vibe, and then kind of just like lightly, very carefully kind of knocks him against the shoulder.
And he kind of pats her hand. Yes, right.
Trying to contain my excitement.
Very excitable. How did you get here, Kava?
No, how did you get here? Honestly, the moment we got here, I kind of thought, this is Vajvahan's vibe. But these cool people, pointing to Fellavaai and Zorik, they don't really know you, so I thought it'd be weird to bring you up and talk about my possibly dead buddy. But he's not! And like, it turns around to you two, just like...
Greetings. Very lovely to meet both of you.
Hello.
The name is Vajvahan. I'm a part of the Harvesters. Not very long and arguably not very proficient at what the Harvesters do, but they took me along anyways.
How did you end up here, Vajvahan? Did you come through the gate as we did?
Perhaps there was a large beast that chased me across the bridgeway and I fell and but to be honest, it was a far more expedient method than walking down. Falling is quite faster. But the wind helped me, and I'm fine. Yes. And then I found myself here, in this place, Ulmolt. It's a very curious place. I have never seen anything quite like it. Much earth and fire here. Yes.
Have you
Younger.
ventured far from here? Have you explored this place?
No, not yet. There's plenty to explore just right here in this vicinity. But the Imprinted found me very quickly. I was a little worse for wear.
What do you call these people?
The Imprinted? No, but they have another name. He kind of moves his glasses back down and opens up his second pair, or his lower pair of eyes. Yes. They are referred to as the Imprinted, but they also call themselves the Umbro. I think Imprinted is more slang, because they get stepped on. Often tragic.
Oh.
The other spokesperson says that is correct. We refer to ourselves as imprints as part of the humor of our lives here, but we are formally called the Umbril.
Yes, umbrella. That's right.
It
Well,
is wonderful to see a Selku. I've always had such fond exchanges. Thank you for sharing your information. May I ask another question?
Questions are my favorite.
Are there phases here like there are in Nuovarden? Have you been here long enough to know?
Above board, are there?
That's a good question. No, not the way there are in Nuovarden. There's no darkening. It's just an undulating light.
It's rather a constant ambient. The lighting, very different than Nuovarden. Mm. But very fascinating. The world is
Interesting.
primordial, a little bit.
Primordial.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of water yet. Mostly earth and fire.
That could prove dangerous for us.
On the contrary, rather quite useful.
No water.
Oh, yes, I suppose for drinking. Yes, I suppose that's a necessity, isn't it? I guess I haven't found myself for want yet, but utility-wise, I mean, stone and fire, building blocks, really.
Kava, how can this be that you would find your friend here? This seems more than just fate.
Honestly, I'm beginning to not question things because I wasn't expecting to find all of you. So I'm not looking any gift. Horse, they don't have horses here. What's equivalent to a horse?
Gift gore.
There we go. I don't look one of those in the
Gore.
Gore.
Sorek, it is the same fate that brought me to you
Vajvahan.
all. The same fate that brings Vajvahan to us. The
Perhaps.
same fate that bring Kava to us. Imagine if we did not have her in the trials that we faced.
Ooh,
Try it.
I'd call it the will of Aeos. Throwing that out there.
I like that. Vajvahan, what do you intend to do here? Are you with these people, the imprints? Would you care to rejoin your friend Kava in our quest to explore and to perhaps do good?
Suppose I am here to explore, as Kava knows, and it only makes sense that maybe the harvesters stick together, but I had no intent. My intent stays the same as Kava knows. I wish to see
Oh,
all of
Vajvahan,
this.
you just missed Lutu. You're gonna love the Lutus.
Lutu. It
Yeah,
sounds
too much to explain.
very
You're gonna have to ask questions when we get there.
exciting. And
The umbral
where's
that's
there?
Well, I am sure the Umbral will show us to where we need to be.
for your safety. Let's speak below the surface. Follow me, if you will.
Excellent.
I'm just going to quickly
Whispering
turn
to
to...
Zorik. Could we just be following this guy into the ground?
I wonder if we can trust these imprints. Your friend Vajvahan seems to be trusting of a sort.
Right, he did it. Okay, you know, you bring up a very valid point. I'm less scared now.
I mean, I wasn't trying to dissuade your fear. I'm a bit nervous myself.
Okay, now I'm nervous again.
Does Vajrahan, does their judgment hold sway among your party?
Actually, very much so. They're probably one of the most level-headed persons you will ever meet. Ever.
Then we should be less scared, but not fully unfrightened.
With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take the back of the party and watch our rear.
Very well.
I feel like Fellavaai and Vajvahal are just very happily talking about the experiences thus far.
Absolutely. Vajrahan is extremely curious. Tell me, Ixi, what was your name again? The beauty. Great name. Fellavaai.
I chose it myself.
That's excellent. I have always been Vajrahan. Vajrahan, yes. I remember something about Aeos. What is this Aeos that was mentioned?
Aeos, we believe, is what created Nephis. Or what Nephis was made from, perhaps. Aeos came before.
Really?
It was the information that we gave to the Selku in the islands. I'm unsure if you are from those islands, but we were able to exchange that for the mind of Aeos, in which, as we're walking, he'll turn and motion to the massive fungal tree, the wall tree that is huge and sprawling and goes far beyond the sky that we can see. This is what it has turned to close the bridge.
This is very interesting information. I will have to reflect on such things.
And for such information, I would love to ask more questions sometime soon.
I love questions.
He does.
What were you saying, Zorek?
I didn't mean to intrude upon your discussion, but we were told that before Nephis, Aeos witnessed the birth of the first garden.
Yes, Aeos is new to me, but certainly it sounds like other Selku have reflected upon it.
Yes.
You said you learned of Aeos from others, like myself?
From
Yes.
Lutu as well.
Lutu is Selku?
No, sorry. Lutu is the Colossi.
Ah,
One of your kind, Caliseo. I don't know if I said that right, Ty. Caliso?
Caliseo?
Calicezo?
Calicezo. One of your kind, Calicezo, revealed just a bit of this information to us on a visit.
I will have to reflect on Gelefeso as well.
Yeah, that's not a name that immediately is familiar to you or recognizable, but it is very clearly a Selku name.
Sounds like they hold a great deal of knowledge. I am always intrigued by such things. To be fair, I am from a small village of Selku. But I do think, let us come along. The Imprinted are about to show us where they dwell. I have not yet seen such things. It's all very exciting.
You follow the umbral beneath the surface down a steeply descending natural tunnel. For a time, it is completely dark, and you must use a light source in addition to following the glowing ombre of the umbral's hair. And the elemental stone. He also carries an elemental stone to light the path ahead. A few hundred breaths later, and you arrive at a cavern where a lofty ceiling rises to darkness overhead. Elemental stones glow from settings embedded in the natural stone abodes of other umbral people, as well as odd columns of flame, less than a shin tall, that seem to move on their own and with intent. One of the small flame columns stops to seemingly watch you pass, and you think you can make out the vague, shifting details of a face in the flames. The umbral takes you to his home and bids you rest outside the doorway, given the lack of space inside the small home. Soon a few others arrive, and an impromptu conference begins.
Inside the home or outside of it, where we are?
Outside of it. So these homes are literally sort of carved into like stone, like boulders. They're like not big houses. They don't have windows. They're just like worn in, like, not indentations. What am I trying to say? They're worn hovels out of the stone that the umbral live in.
Mm.
And there are different collections of stone that they put together depending on the group size that inhabits them. But for this one individual, it's a small little living space.
I have a question, Ty.
Yeah.
As they're having this
Yeah.
bit of a conference, as it were, does it seem like there's one, perhaps the individual you're referring to now, that is in a, maybe like a leadership, like an obvious sort of, like there's deference to that individual, or there's some sort of like an elder or a leader or something like that?
No, there's not a
Okay.
sense of that. In fact, but you are part of the conference. So essentially, no one has really said anything yet. You have been invited to rest, and other umbral have joined. But the one that led you over there has seemingly taken responsibility for your group.
Just because Zorik is very suspicious of things right now. I would like to use, I'd like to manifest a bit of a, I don't know, like read thoughts because I have the mind discipline. So I'd like to maybe get a sense of what these people intend. This individual, in fact, the one that's leading us, because I think it has to be targeted at one person, perhaps. But yeah, what are their intents? What are they thinking right now in reference to our arrival?
Okay. Go ahead and do a called roll mind. And as a reminder, a called roll for everyone is 2 dice. They do not take away from the dice cache. What's not part of the dice cache? It's not a requirement of the dice cache because it's out of turn order. And a called roll in any case doesn't require it.
Now, I'm assuming we're still at whatever primacy we would have had at the end of the last scene that we had, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and
use...
I'm going to use one of my primacy to bump my 3 to a 4. So I have a 4-2.
Okay. So you haven't really engaged with this person too much. You're just kind of filtering into their thoughts. I do get a challenge roll. They seem to be a bit of an open book. And as you are poking around in their thoughts, they are, there's concern for your well-being because you don't know the area. They are grateful that they encountered you before. They're grateful that they encountered you before one of you got taken away like one of you had. You don't know what that means. But their intention seems to be wholly not benign, but and not even friendly, but allied.
With that in mind, I'll just sort of like lean over towards Kava and just say, I get the sense that there is no ill intent towards us here. Not yet.
I would agree the same. I'm gonna take some measures just in case, and I would like to attempt to do that echolocation move one more time, but this time in like a low rumbling in my chest. And what I would like to do is, depending on how well the roll goes, is like see if I could get a general like kind of layout of our nearest vicinities. That's all. Like I know there's like hovels and stuff like that, but like if I can sense maybe like groupings of, like I can just echolocate a little bit. That's all I'm trying to do.
Get a sense of the size of the collective.
Pretty much. Not
area?
accurate numbers, but also just like a general sense of the layout, things like that.
All right.
Are we talking like, are they tunneled? Are these just little hovels? Like, how big does this go? Like, how far can I even get this to go with my ability? Because this is a cold roll. Let's find out. Oh, God, that's horrible. That's a 2 and a 2. I'm not going to spend any primacy. My throat is extremely parched because we ran out of water. And I'm struggling.
So you start making this humming sound, and you're struggling with it. The Umbral look at you a little bit curious, and in fact, the one that has sort of taken you under their wing goes inside their little living area and brings out a stone bowl of clear water. Are you parched? It would make sense. Here.
Thank you. Do you mind if we fill up our waters skins?
Not at all. Yeah, there is running water nearby. Do you need to do that now, or do you wish to confer? I suppose we should introduce ourselves, actually, as a starting point. But please drink and refresh yourself. You do get recovery because that was a manifestation attempt, and double twos would allow that. So whatever you wish to select from the options. I am Embral. That is my name.
Embral. Very nice to meet you. You sustain on water, yet your hair is like fire. Is that correct?
Yes, we do engage. We are of the elements, but we are organic as life is. Even the colossi are organic in their way.
Vajrahan motions to the little flames that had faces. Are they as well, or purely elemental?
Those are the children. And there's a little collection of them that have gathered now, curiously. They're little flickering flame tops. And Embral gives them a slight wave, and they flicker a little bit more ecstatically. They will soon be fully grown Umbral. But for now, they are just young.
Fascinating. Thank you, Emperor.
Do you have Lenai here in this place?
Lenai? Interesting term. I don't know what that is. Is it something you have in the garden where you came from, where Vajrahan is from?
They have a presence there, and they exist in the realm of the elements, not unlike yourselves, different in a way, but a mastery of elemental manifestation.
Interesting. Do they look like us?
They can, although they can take on many of the different elements. Is there Umbral who are more water? in their appearance, or perhaps wind?
How do we not have them here? Well, because they're from your realm, I assume.
I do have a question.
Yes. Are
From
you
my
thirsty as well?
basis- I am okay for now, thank you. My basis of knowledge for how Nuovarden was made was through manifestation. Is this true for Umult as well? Do you manifest?
Yeah, of a sort. Do you mean our people? Of birth? Of ability?
Of ability, creation, destruction, manipulation.
The entirety of Umult is unfettered. It is as you can see, a realm of the elements. I may not be understanding your question entirely, but we do manipulate the elements in our way and are manipulated by them as well.
May I show an example?
Certainly.
I will try to make myself invisible.
Okay.
Double twos.
What does it look like when you try?
I think that Fellavaai is not used to the shadows that are cast in this place, the unfamiliar light and the unfamiliarity of all of it. And so the attempts to manipulate these shadows to cover herself and blend with the surroundings that she is not used to, her form kind of flickers but does not change.
Ambrose says, "Oh, I saw a flicker, but it was dark, unlike the way we flicker."
Yes. It is supposed to do more, but I suppose we are rather tired.
Cover. Did it happen? And Vajvahan is still just watching Fellavaai very, very closely. Did you?
No,
I might have missed it.
Much
My eyes.
cooler.
Oh,
Trust me. When you see it, you will know. And no, I think you'll be fine. Actually, you'll probably be extremely curious. To some people, it may be disconcerting. I think it's badass.
In any case, let's clarify why you are in Umult and did not cross the bridgeway before the mind of Aeos closed it off from you. Why are you here?
There is one of ours here. One of mine. Looks similar. That we believe is going to try and do harm. Either here or in Nuovarden.
An umbral woman steps forward. Did this person fly on a worm of
Yes.
brilliant magenta?
Yes.
Yes. We saw it. Ambrose says, "I didn't see it. No, we did. Some of us saw it. It was shortly before these individuals arrived." Ambrose says, "I'm always watching. How did I not see it?" And it's not important right now. We did see the individual. They seemed to know where they were going, oddly enough.
Direction were they flying in?
Toward the Citadel. One
That's
may
where we-
guess.
We'll need to go.
Citadel is where the Overlord resides. I doubt you want to go there. Is that why you're here? Because of that person?
Who is
Yes.
this overlord that everybody keeps talking about?
The Overlord is a colossus of Umult. The, what do you call it? Leader Colossus? The Grand Colossus?
Rampuba. Okay. So he's like the leader of the Lutus?
What is a Lutu?
The colossal that was speaking with us before you.
Emerald says, "Oh,
steps to
there was
us.
a colossus that was with them that seemed to be their ally and referred to itself
Yes.
as Lutu." And the woman says, "Oh,
Oh, I'm
There-
sorry. I thought is that just the way he speaks?
how does
I
he
just
speak?
kind of thought that was a thing.
What do you mean?"
I just assumed they were all Lutus. See, this is where
Oh,
Above table, Kayla knows. Kava doesn't.
I just assumed that they were all Lutus, and now that's why I think I'm confused with the term Lutu and Colossus.
we do not call anything Lutu here. Ourselves,
His name.
we are Umbral, but we also call ourselves the Imprints, but it is something of a cultural, it's how we deal with being here among the Colossi.
So you're saying that there are even bigger colossi than the one that we were with?
Emerald says, absolutely, there definitely is. The Overlord is presumably the largest, though I have never seen the Overlord myself.
Man, I've never
the
been
other-
happier to be much slower to the uptake right now. Oh, I'm kind of sad I caught up. Oh, this sounds very bad.
There was another as well. I don't know if you saw them on the bridgeway. One that Lutu referred to as Fern.
Another Umbral who hasn't spoken yet says, I remember seeing one enter the bridgeway. They had with them a fierce echo beast in the
That
shape of
one-
something odd.
That one, Fern, I believe they were called, did not return from the bridgeway.
Now they're in your world.
No, they were slain.
How were they slain? Such grand figures they are.
But mortal nonetheless.
True. This is true. The Umbral have slain a fair share in our many thousands of seasons, though it is often not.
Seasons.
Yes,
It is seasons for you.
yes.
It is seasons for us too.
A good measurement of time.
Yes.
How much of this overlord do you know? Do you understand their motivations? They intended, from what we gathered, to destroy the garden, to take it, to mold it to their will, to conquer, to kill, to destroy, to foul.
Right. Yes. The
Is that what happened
Colossi-
here? Is that why
No,
this
not
place
ex-
is the way it is?
How is this place?
The way you see
It's
it?
delightful. It's rather
It-
very
Thank you.
primordial. It's
Very comfortable.
elemental at its essence. Yes.
What is
That's
it
what you
like?
were trying to say, Zorik, right?
Perhaps.
It is different from our lands.
Ooh, the woman is one speaking right now. We should like to hear about your lands, but in answer to the question of your bright fellow here, the Colossi are the dominant denizens of this realm. There is a question of reflection among the Umbral about why we exist at all. Because our lot is to survive only. And part of our survival requires us to fight with the Colossi. But we have to be very strategic about it because we are at a disadvantage given their size and strength.
So you fear this overlord?
Oh, yes. Anyone wise of the Overlord would fear them. They're powerful.
And
They're not the
peoples-
only colossi, of course, of power, I'm sure, but they are the leader right now.
Peoples of this realm, do they
Right now.
owe a fealty to this overlord?
By people, do you mean the Umbral or do you mean the elementals?
Any of the peoples?
I suppose there is something of a ranking among the colossi. They have many that do the bidding of their leaders, such as the Overlord. They organize in bands of hunters and whatever else sort of things they do for their purposes. The Umbral, we raise our families, we occupy the tunnels, the lava tunnels and the caverns, and we skirmish with the colossi. And that's how it has been for thousands of seasons.
And this one we call Lutu, the one we've referred to as Lutu, this Colossus, the young Colossus. Yet they are at odds with the Overlord. Direct odds, it would seem.
How do you know that? What did they say?
They told us as much.
And why are they at odds? What do they wish to do or stop or prevent or cause?
They sought to prevent the Overlord's conquering of other dimensions, such as ours. This is why we sought to sever the connection, to return the mind of Aeos to this place.
So I dare understand you to say that you are allied with a colossi, or a colossus. At least one.
This is truth.
There's a bit of murmur among the Umbral. And then Umbral returns attention to you, as does the woman. This is encouraging news.
Perhaps there are allies in the strangest of places.
I think that is self-evident if you consider us allies, because you have come into Umult not knowing what to expect, and yet here you are. We wish you no harm. We wish to aid you. In fact, I, Umbral, will serve as your guide if you anticipate staying and following through with your intent.
There is the one of our world that we seek to find. If you could help us in a travel to, what did you call it? The Citadel?
Yes, I know the way to the Citadel. It's very far. It's very dangerous. Umult is a hazardous world for the residents that live here already.
We assisted in the destruction of a colossi.
That is impressive. And good to know.
Faith in our abilities, of my friends.
You would be putting yourself at risk by joining us.
It is the nature of the Umbral life to be at risk. You are far more at risk than am I, simply because I know the world and you do not. But I am happy to do my best to keep you safe to the best of my ability. If you wish to engage in this mission of death, it's nothing short of that.
We have engaged in one mission of death already. What is another?
What of you, Vajvahan? Are you okay with putting yourself at risk by joining us? We certainly can't force you to come with us.
Well, this is all very exciting. It sounds like I will observe many things in the present moment, and that is what I'm here to do. Cover. We have a lot to catch up on. Colossus and Echo Beasts, and you have found the Harvesters. This is quite the group of friends you found yourself with.
You're taking notes, right? Because as you can see, I'm not going to be able to remember all of this.
Yeah, I would happily assist, though I don't. Death is
Thank you. Don't forget the pictures.
a rather grim sort of thing, but I would be happy to assist you in the ways. I'm not like Kava. Kava has quite the strength. I'm quite the opposite, but with what I can, I will bring.
Your strength is in your brain, Vajrahan, and there's a little too aggressive of a smack on the back. Yeah.
Yeah, Vajrahan like definitely plummets forward because he is so light. And he I understand. Yes, yes, you enjoy such displays and affection. I don't really get them, but it's understandable. Yes. Yeah.
We've been working on it. Kind of just keeping her hands to herself at this point.
Passionate.
Yes, passionate. It seems you all are quite passionate. You have quite the determination towards this overlord and other individuals. Now I have the questions, and I don't often say that. This is very exciting.
I do like questions.
Me too. That means I like you, Fellavaai. So what? I'm really open. I don't want the Umbral to put themselves in terrible danger. However, they have been very gracious guests, hosts to us.
Yes, is there a
Yes, what is your
currency?
What is your system of trade here?
We are happy to barter. It would be fascinating to see if you have any items that are not from Umwelt, if you have something you wish to trade. I actually have someone in mind I want to introduce you to at some point. Not here, but are you in need of something? It may be that we can provide basic necessities. I also have questions, and I also bid you to rest. If you are as exhausted as you seem, you may need time to recover from your travels. But let me ask you a question. You said that you are seeking someone like you that came through already. Now, my dear friend, my dear companion here, Cyril, has said that there was one that had traveled upon a worm, but I am also aware of another that came through but was captured by the Colossi that was not on any sort of worm. A figure that was something of a fierce nature. They were covered in a sort of hair that is not familiar to me. And they were savagely snarling and as they were set upon, but they were taken away. So it seems that at least two more of your people have crossed over, not just the one, but another.
Is that a familiar description, Kava? Vajrahan?
Would Vajrahan recall someone like that? I could also make a recollection. Oracle. Well, actually, wouldn't be. But yeah, with lore, I can make a lore.
So as you think about it, there were 5 in your entourage. Fenric fell when you were descending into the valley and died. The other 4 of you, Vajrahan, Kava, your captain, and I'm trying to remember the name. There was a Wotan who was killed in a fight. You lost track of your captain, who may fit that description.
Perhaps it's hard to say. I was split from them at the bridgeway, when we were attacked by a echo beast.
And Tava, of
Perhaps
course, you
their
were not
fate
even
was
conscious
like
in that fight. So it seems there are threads unraveled at the moment. Anyway, you had questions for me. Do you have questions for any of the other Umbral, or shall we let them about their business and you may rest?
I would like to give you something for your assistance.
I've hardly assisted at all. What are you offering?
Your guidance and future guidance.
You'll see Kava kind of hesitantly pull out something that none of you have actually even seen before. It's tucked kind of close to their heart. And it's this hand fan. And when she opens it, you can see these beautiful markings that the fan itself is white, but it looks like in certain places it's been stained by ink that almost has this smoky look to it going up the fan. Very reminiscent of Fellavaai's shadows. And then she closes it, kind of like a quick snap, holding it and handing it forward. If you have any interest in this,
Emerald takes it and opens it. Is this art?
it is both art and kind of a tool. Here, I shall show you. And then she fans it open and she fans them down. You see the wind kind of like blowing through their hair, if they haven't even.
Yeah, they do have hair. Their hair is, it's like a mane of slightly smoldering flame. It doesn't seem like it radiates heat or anything, but it has light effect to it. And when you make the wind with the thing, Emerald says, "Oh, that's delightful. Be careful, be careful. These sorts of things are fragile in Umult. They are not. We do not have these materials here.
Ian, thank you so much for the gift subs. Thank you.
Awesome.
That was awesome. Oh my God, very generous. Thank you.
So Emerald takes it back and says, it just seems very, very fascinated by it. Shows it to Cyril. Cyril looks at it. And the other Umbral gather around. Some of the little flame pillars start milling about the legs of the Umbral that are there, and they pass it around. And Fellavaai, you were also saying something?
To anyone that might have been looking, they were reaching their hand towards one of the stones on the necklace that seeing Kava have handed over. I think you will accept that.
Okay.
And just be enjoying looking at it as well, because she had not seen that before.
And Kava, remind me if there is any known effect with this fan. Is it an artifact of your home?
It's a little bit of backstory that most people don't know. So she was actually adopted by an Asgal tribe. That's where the song aspect comes from. Her parent figures would sing her lullabies, and she was always surrounded by actually lots of drums like Sorik. So he's very familial.
Beautiful. Emerald says, this is a phenomenal gift. It seems far more valuable than what my contribution is worth. I don't know that I can accept it.
Well, considering that likely we all might be imprinted ourselves without you coming to our aid, I think you've earned something small like this. Could I ask, however, you talk about this place being very distant. how far do the underground caverns, these lava tunnels, stretch, or must you make the traverse upon the surface?
There will be times where we must traverse upon the surface and then back into the tunnels. It will be a bit of a mix, but the tunnels are fairly extensive, as you will see.
I do see they are quite large.
And as you all begin to settle a little bit and catch your breath and prepare to rest, why don't we take a break?
Yay!
And then we will return.
Sounds awesome. Ian, yeah, boy, big. Thank you so much for the generous gifting of subs. That was amazing. So thank you so much. Love you, buddy. And yeah, we will. Thanks for everybody for hanging out in the chat. We will be back in just a couple of minutes while we get recharged for part 2 of tonight's session. See you in a minute.
All right. So you have relaxed. You have finally settled down. After meeting the Umbral, you had some questions answered. You had some questions asked. And the collective group of Umbral that curiously gathered to chat with you have largely dispersed. The little columns of flame still meander about nearby, curiously, and Umbral is hosting you as you relax. You have time right now to do any sort of what we would call repose, rest activities. So I will turn it back to you for any of that if you wish.
Yes, Vajrahan has been just hearing about all of these, just incredible new details, things that he has never encountered when looking through his first eyes, which is really the point of him coming out and using his second eyes much more than he's used to. So, rather curious about this. He will kind of commotions going on. People are starting to rest and relax. He's gonna kind of slowly make his way over, finding just really, I don't know, a rock that is relatively flat, that is not so different than the stump he's used to sitting on to meditate. And he will perch up and I think he will attempt to use his racial recollection ability, or oracular recall, to peer back. I'm very, very much focused on this name of Aeon that he is hearing, that this place seems not connected to Nephis, which is very odd for him, being so connected to Nephis. He feels very Yeah, he is very intrigued by this, and knowing that other Selku have known about this makes him very curious to kind of peer back to see if there's something in the pre-emergence that he can glean with his first eyes. And so he closes his second eyes. And
Very
opens
well.
his first.
I was going to increase the difficulty, but with Oracular Recall, it decreases the difficulty, so you can make this at a standard difficulty called roll, which is 2 dice. And this will be your first, I believe, right? Is this your first roll?
It will be. One other question. Can I use my spectacles for a lore check, or does not work with my sort of racial lore?
As I recall, that allows you to make 1 lore check at decreased difficulty per phase, right?
Per phase, yep.
Yes, you may. You may use it for that. Absolutely. So that will decrease the difficulty.
Glasses up to my second eyes and begin to meditate. So that is double 3s. So
Okay.
double success, right?
No, actually, a 3 is not a success. You are looking for a 4 on the die. Oh, it's decreased. You're correct. It is a success with recovery, actually, because this is manifestation as well. So you may select recovery option, which there's a list of them on the back of your character sheet at the bottom.
Yeah, I haven't used any primacy or lost any HP.
You may add an armor factor if you wish.
Does that stick around?
Yes,
If I do,
that will stick
okay.
until you take any physical injury, and then it will be gone.
Is that true of support as well?
The supports are more or less in the moment.
In the moment, okay, that's what I
yeah.
assumed. Then I will go ahead and grab the armor factor.
Okay, so you may put 1 under your armor factor, or +1, or however you wish to track it. So you close your eyes, and you go back into the history of Nephis, which is what you know, and you are looking for this Aeos thing, and it's not part of Nephis, but there is this sort of a moat of weaving thread in Nephis that says what you have been told about Aeos is that it is similar to Nephis, and it existed before the garden existed at all. And so what your companions told you, as far as the other Selku knowing about it, wasn't exactly accurate. They were as surprised as you, but it is known that this this relic that Fellavaai had, this mind of Nephis, was a fragment of the sky crystal in Nephis when it cracked. And so the overlap is that Aeos was an awareness of memory in Umult long before Nephis existed. And it's uncanny in your realization that the first memory, when you talk about the first memory as a Selku, you're talking about the oldest memories of Nephis. And Aeos precedes that by an indeterminate eon, as old as the elements, which are older than the garden.
Vajrahan will sit in that space, just really rather enamored, just like bewildered. His whole existence has been that tied to Nephis, and to discover something vaster that was present beyond Nephis is a little bit alarming and kind of earth shaking for Vaj Vahan. And he'll eventually slowly kind of come out of his meditation, but will be very reserved, very reflective. He doesn't even open up his second eyes again. He kind of still has his first eyes opened, reflecting on, kind of replaying his sort of vision to try and ingest it and understand it.
All right.
I know that Fellavaai would be doing something rather similar to Vaj Vahan, of a different intent, of his looking into the past and hers more so reaching towards what might be and trying to reconnect with the void and seeing if that connection is still able to be held while in a different place, which of course the void is around all of the existences that there are. So I think she believes that it would be hard to be separate of that, but wants to make sure and wishes to see what might lie ahead if possible.
More specifically, what in what terms of what might lie ahead? Is it similar to what you did on the ship?
Yes. It's
okay.
With his unique connection to the void surrounding tragedy and these things that people view as negative that happen, of death, of destruction, of plague, of any other number of terrible things that could fall upon us.
All right. You may make your called roll mystery.
Oh boy. Okay.
Double threes, of which I will use a primacy to make a 4 and a 3.
Okay. You don't find any difficulty reaching into the void.
Yay!
You are essentially trying to scry the future, as you did on the ship, regarding any kind of imminent threat, right? And any danger. And there is essentially a furnace blast of caution emanating from the void as you reach in and try to determine the degree of threat that you may be facing within the next phase or so. You are surrounded by danger. You are in a realm that is you are not from or of. And though there are elemental overlaps in Nuovarden, they operate within a more restrictive form. Even the Lenai, who are seemingly, based on Dixie, so carefree and so unfettered in their way. But even here, someone like Dixie would be in danger. And it is not just heat and fire and magma, but the brilliance of the echo beasts and the colossal walking mountains of the elementals, the hazards of the landscape itself. There is no one pinpoint of danger. It seems danger at all turns.
I think that is overwhelming at first in realization of Fellavaai has a lot of trust in fate, of what will happen is happening for a reason. And so danger though there is, if they are to die, that is what must be done. But to have danger at all corners instead of vague threats that the void typically shows is disconcerting. And I think Fellavaai sits in that for a while and sits in the heat and in the buildup of dread in his chest and the echo of snarls and footsteps of large weapons that one could not even fathom hit upon flesh or upon rock or upon whatever other sounds that there might be. And likely comes to more shaken from these meditations than he has been before.
I would also say that anyone who is observing Fellavaai during this meditation sees 5 or 6 shadows falling away in around Fellavaai's form, regardless of the direction of light. And they are slightly different shaped, each one, as if belonging to someone besides Fellavaai. And they lie on the ground, an uneven ground in an uneven way, a slight undulation to their form, almost as if they're nearly corporeal.
Fuck yeah, thank you, Ty.
So, Rick,
for
or
once-
Kava, yeah.
Ava is actually going to sit in front of Fellavaai. She's very familiar with meditation, having done it with Vajrahan quite often. But Vajrahan, I don't want to speak for them, but they probably aren't too fond of Kava meditating with them because Kava is not very good at it. Very much speaking internal thoughts outward all the time. But this time, in respect to Kava or Fellavaai, she's just sitting there, and honestly, she's not really meditating. She's actually just waiting, patiently, very patiently, watching.
All right. And Zork, did you have anything?
Yeah, as this scene is taking place, Zorik is sitting amongst these umbral peoples and pulls out his hand drum, sits cross-legged amongst the members of this tribe or whatever they happen to call themselves as a group, the young ones, the adults, and begins to play a low beat that undulates in tempo to accentuate this sort of almost like a bard-like telling in song and rhythm of the adventures that they've had across the garden, including many of the details of this unraveling understanding of their purpose, but also weaving in elements of the uncertainties that lie ahead and maybe even some of the gaps in the knowledge that they have. So he's basically playing this music and communicating to these people in an entertaining manner what they've undergone to get here. And I'm going to try to manifest sort of like a rapt sort of attention from these people. So I'm going to use beguile,
Okay.
not in a malevolent, like manipulative sense of that potentiality, but more of a to make sure that the message that's being relayed in the song is being received in the way that Zorik wants it to be received, so that they understand why we're here.
You're giving them an emotional and intellectual connection to the story.
Yes.
Go ahead and make your roll, called roll for that. See how well and how large an area it affects.
Well, it is not. I rolled a 2 and a 1, so I think I will bump it up to 2 2s.
Or you
And-
can re-roll.
Oh, that's right. I can. Is it 1 primacy to re-roll?
2.
2 primacy. Hold on. Let me just double check to make sure that I have them, because I know I was getting low. Oh, yep. I have 3 left. So thank you for the reminder. I'm going to do that and hope for
So
a better
you're rolling your
result.
1. All right.
Yeah. Yep. And I rolled a 4.
There you go.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was worth it. That was worth it. Yeah.
So you've positioned yourself so that no one is behind you. You can direct your influence in front of you to the most impact, which allows you to cover an area of the closest people to you in particular, of like about a dozen people. So probably about as many as have gathered to listen. And it just washes over them, and they seem to fall into rhythm. And even the flicker in their hair brightens a bit as they fall under the communion of your message. And there's even expressions of tension as you recount certain of the battles, of forlorn, a sense of an expression of being forlorn at Dixie leaving, or Sif being cut off from the rest of the group during the battle at the Bridgeway.
I think at both of those moments in the song, there is a tear that rolls down Zorik's cheek as he thinks of how far away his two companions are, missing them dearly. But yeah, very much trying to convey this saga to these new people.
They bring rough-hewn bowls of water and set them around you, and odd vegetation, unlike what you've seen in Nuovarden. Just some offerings of refreshment, some sort of gift of gratitude.
I will, as I finish the song, just to kind of finish off my piece here, I think I would pull out from my kit I have 3 thick grass, 3 units of the thick grass. And I think I would pull those out and just sort of like maybe put them very intentionally into one of the water bowls. I think with the intent of maybe it having some life here.
Something familiar for you.
Something familiar for me, but as a gift to these people.
Okay, and you offer it back?
Yeah, so I just kind of like set it in one of the water bowls and just sort of like move the bowl out away from me and towards the closest individual that's sitting with me.
Amberl is there, and takes it and lifts it up and looks at it. Zorik, what an odd plant.
Do you have such things in this realm? Plants?
Now, plants, yes, there are things that grow. We harvest fungus quite a bit, and there are not. The coloration of this is incredible. There's nothing like this here. What is this? What is this color? It's sort of dark and cool. I would say cool.
It is what you would like it to be. It is yours.
I would like it to be friendship.
Then it shall.
Thank you. You and your companions are very generous.
We have found in our travels that generosity and understanding, while difficult to achieve at times, is the best course when meeting new people.
Well said. Well said. You and your companions should rest, recover your strength. We have a long journey to attempt your tasks.
Yes, the citadel that you've spoken of, that is our destination.
Yes, but we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because each step of the way is a challenge in and of its own. And he looks at the group. How many of you wear shoes? And how many of you, or who does not wear shoes? Fellavaai, let's work.
I mean, Vajvahan wears kind of like sandals. Yeah.
Okay. Embrel says, a couple of you are unshod, but your flesh is not hardy enough for this journey. We should manufacture some sort of binding to keep your feet safe from the sharpness of the landscape, or I fear you'll be injured simply by walking.
That would be helpful to us.
Do we have to walk?
Do you have another method?
We could fly.
Fly?
That's if I'm able to shift.
Excuse me, I'm not sure what you're saying. Kava, was that? Do I remember your? I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Oh, you're fine. It's Ava, and with that, she'll do like a brief example with body, and she's gonna try and actually. Is it possible to do a partial morph instead of a full morph if I wanted to?
You could do something like that. You could just do wings.
That's perfect. I don't want to go. I don't want to go into a full Fey worm and then be like, that no good, no good. Oh, that's a floor dice now. We're not going to count that. Teach you later. Okay, it's morphin time. Here we go. Oh, a 4 and a 2.
Okay. You throw out these wings, similar to you've got a couple of options because you have seen roar wings. Do you want them to be butterfly wings, or do you want them to be the insect wings of a fate worm? What do you got?
They're gonna look like Sif's wings.
Little black wings with red racing stripes.
Cry.
Whoosh. And Embrel and a few of the others watching. What? How do you do that? This is not unlike what the Umbral can do in a way, but we can't do that. What? Oh, this makes sense. Perhaps the one that was captured that we saw. Oh, you are all of similar people. I see. But you could not fly constantly. Your companions would need to walk at some point, and it's going to hurt them. We still need to shod their feet. I'll have someone sculpt some stone souls and figure out some sort of way to keep that from being too much of an issue while you rest.
I think
And
it's
then-
probably. Oh, go ahead.
Embrel says to Kava, can you do other things?
Oh.
Besides wings?
I probably would exhaust myself beyond what I already am now, but yes. Honestly, I think at this point, it's how far my mind can go and the things that I have seen. In fact, if I wanted to, I might be able to turn into an imprint or an umbral.
That would be oddly uncomfortable.
Sorry, thinking aloud. But yes.
No. I'm not sure I don't want to see that. Well, I may need, maybe for another time. Maybe it would become helpful for that. I don't know. That's something I've never thought of before because I didn't know these things were possible.
What if I could, kind of under their breath, like, what if I could turn into a colossus?
Is that possible?
Oh, why don't we try? Well, not now, but again, not good.
Kava. Vajvahan kind of reaches out his hand. He's not even like fully aware. He's kind of still staring through his first eyes. He reaches out towards you. What happened to the shard of Aeos?
I actually think that. Oh, and turns to Fellavaai, are they still meditating?
I think it's probably at this point that they would start to come out of it.
If they are rousing from their meditation, I think Fellavaai would explain this far better than I, because I'm going to be honest, I was a little distracted fighting some stuff.
Vajvahan will look up and kind of focus, which he doesn't do much with his first eyes, since they're used to gleaming into the past, and kind of fixes onto Fellavaai's gaze as she's coming to. The shard of Aeos. What happened to it?
The mind of Aeos. It was what we needed to bury to close the bridge, to prevent the Overlord from entering Nuovarden and hurting it beyond repair. It was that
Sealed the way.
it turned into that large fungus tree wall thing. It grew, which is fascinating to see in a place like this.
Protected Nephis. And he'll close his first eyes and return his glasses down to his second pair and kind of gleans over at the, I guess that's up above, but kind of remembering the large, it was like fungus, like a fungal, like wall. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like a tree. It branched out, but it was massive, and it just shot out in both directions and wall off the barrier essentially between Umult and Nephis. Umult and Nuovarden.
I would have liked to see it. Perhaps it can be recovered.
Oh, maybe you could do that thing where you touch my temple and then you kind of like see my images in my mind. You remember how we used to do that?
Not exactly how you're explaining it, but I understand the excitement.
Yeah, and then I could just show you what I saw. And actually, you know what? Maybe we could do kind of like a mind movie night, and you could just kind of sit there and watch the adventure that has happened up until now.
Yes, Kava, we will try that sometime. But perhaps we should rest. I have quite a lot to reflect on. Quite a lot.
Perhaps. Sorek. I was realizing your Dixie and Sif, they have been with you for a long time. Dixie especially.
Yes, this is true. Why do you ask?
I know they are not gone, but I know it is difficult to be without those you were with for a long time. Are you all right?
I do miss them both for different reasons. Dixie's wonderment and interpretation so unique, without bound, a playfulness that I wish was with us still. I also worry There were many moments where Dixie found mischief. Sometimes great mischief. I'm sure Dixie is fine.
You are concerned for them.
I am concerned for us. Sif was formidable in their own way. As you mentioned, heroic indeed. Stout of heart. Instinct that was true. Both in different ways brought different things to this group. We have this new one, Vajvahan, which I believe bodes well.
Yes.
Kava is a warrior in their own right, capable, powerful. I wish the other two were with us. What lies ahead, this citadel, should we make it that far? The way they talk of it, and he kind of looks over at the umbral. There is hesitation, fear. They've said as much. We will face many trials. Just wish they were with us.
I think they would extend their hand to Zorek in the splayed motion that Dixie first did to her.
He'll take your hand in his acceptingly and squeeze it gently.
I am glad you are with us.
And I you.
You are a leader. You are strong. You are brave.
I am scared.
Action and fear is what makes you brave. I am scared too. But there's also excitement in the unknowing. I have seen an overwhelming amount of trials before us. Some I have no name for, but all of which I truly do think we will overcome.
Can I ask you, the vision you told of this creature that you saw, expansive, monolithic, dangerous, does that still lie ahead in our path?
I believe what I saw was one that we already met.
It was not the Overlord that you saw.
It was not. At least, from my understanding. Perhaps it was a potential future. I had no gauge of height. I only knew larger than I have ever seen. And that is Lutu. But perhaps, as they have said, there is larger. It is why this is still here. And he'll motion to his eyes. There is much I do not know.
Well, then in that we are the same. As different as we may be. He squeezes your hand a little bit harder.
He'll squeeze
We
back.
will face whatever lies ahead, because Aeos wills it. Together with these new companions, these new people.
Dixie and Seth will be there when we get back.
We will have many songs to sing of our adventures.
You will have many songs to sing. I will enjoy.
Thank you.
As you all prepare to sleep, remember that those of you who have sleeping mats can roll 1d2 for extra temporary IS. You may recover all of your resources except for Fellavaai, who feels... What's that, Kayla?
I'm just frustrated. Keep going. It's fine. Just keep going.
Fellavaai, who feels a little ill in terms of your power strength. You are unable to recover your primacy when you rest. Zorik, when you lie down, a kindly elderly Asgal tucks you in, sitting by your bedside. Zorik, I am proud of you. I'm sorry we never met. It would have been good to do this all the time, to tuck you in, to tell you stories of my grand adventures, but this will have to do. Am I right?
How are you here in Umult, great-grandfather?
Sir, don't concern yourself with that. I just wanted to let you know you are on the right path. You are where you need to be. And I want to remind you that when the time comes, you must use your power to let us through. I think you will know when that time is. But you are not strong enough yet. So don't get ahead of yourself. But most importantly, be encouraged.
Yes, great-grandfather. Of course.
Good night, son. Rest well.
His eyes close and he just kind of falls into his repose.
Some 8,000 breaths later, you awake, and Embrol is sitting nearby. I don't imagine you wanted to wait much longer. Sure, you would like to get home sometime.
Fellavaai,
Yes.
are you okay? You look very tired.
Did you all... I feel just a block of some kind.
Is there something wrong?
I still
is it?
feel tired, weak, disconnected, perhaps. I don't know if it is because of Umult or something else. Do you all feel rested?
I do.
I do. Ashrahan?
Yes, I feel quite well.
Perhaps a song of healing might help.
Would you like my shadow?
I'm unsure if that would assist right now.
I just thought it would be cool.
It feels difficult. It feels like it would be difficult to control.
Interesting.
And I think you all would see that his shadows are more unruly right now.
Should
Pulling
we
and
cover?
pushing.
Could we together perform some music to soothe Fellavaai? Could try.
Ooh, let's hold hands around her and sing a song. All right,
Start-
Bashmahan, I know, but it's for Fellavaai.
Fellavaai, before we do the touching of the hands, how long have you been feeling this way?
It is just this phase. I did not feel this way.
Above table, would something like, not analyze weakness, but would lore be any good at assessing
Yes.
condition of a person?
Take a look at the manifestation no object.
Okay. Yep. I was looking at that. I just wasn't quite sure if it like applied to actual like creatures versus like inanimate objects. So I could use like no object here.
Yep.
Then I will go ahead and kind of assess to see what might be going on with Fellavaai.
Okay, so
Better call.
you are trying to see if there's something about Fellavaai that stands out anomalously.
Yeah, something
word.
that would stop her from. I mean, I arguably don't know Fellavaai very well, but yeah, trying to get a sense of whether maybe she has something on her possession that stands out that might be causing this, or perhaps, just kind of exploring if there's something maybe plaguing her.
Is it possible
Zort,
to perform a song of healing during this moment that Vajvahan is having, and it may provide some additional insights, whether or not this healing it helps or not. It might lead to some cues.
you want to do like an assessment, right? And a diagnostic kind of thing. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what Vajvahan is doing, yeah,
Mhm.
trying to kind
well.
of from a more lore standpoint. But it sounds like Zorik wants to do something like do healing
Health check.
and
I want to try to imbue, perhaps with Kava's assistance, healing energy to Fellavaai, and that may reveal to Vajvahan some elements of what is going on with them, whether or not that healing works or not, or if there's something that's blocking that manifestation power.
Okay.
Does that make
Let's
sense?
do it this way. Yes. Let's do it. Let's have a little fun with the dice. So Vajrahan, you may go ahead and make your called roll lore for that. Zorik and Kava. Zorik, if you want to make your called roll song, and Kava, you can just assist, which is a single die roll, no primacy allowed. Okay. Zorik.
I have a 3 and a 1, but I would be willing to bump that to a 4.
Okay. Yeah, what'd you get, Vaj?
I got double ones. However, I know that that's
Okay.
really bad. Or no, it's not as bad if
Actually-
it's double ones, right? That's a little bit better.
Correct. Yes.
All right, then
Yeah.
I won't.
Any doubles
I
are
won't-
bench.
I could reroll it, but that's a whole lot of primacy to reroll double ones. So I'll just assume that I have no luck in really assessing what's going on.
Yeah, you're trying to draw on your knowledge, or you're trying to assess Fellavaai, and there's you don't know where to put your focus, and so you're struggling, and nothing's coming to. Zorik, I can tell you that you are able to assess that, although there is a, as Fellavaai said, a block in their strength and their energy, say, it is not an illness or a physiological issue as far as Fellavaai's health goes.
So I get the sense that the manifesting energy of the song, its healing properties are working.
Yeah. They're clear, and you have a good idea about Fellavaai's general physical well-being. So
I think I would relay that then afterwards, kind of watching the reaction of Fellavaai to this song, but seeing them still not quite the Fellavaai that we know. I would explain that to the Vajvahan and Fellavaai and Kava. Does not appear as though this is of a physical nature per se.
I think I agree with. I do not see anything that stands out, but it's hard to tell.
I think I'll be okay.
This is actually the first time that we've rested since we've gotten here. And you said that you haven't felt like this until after we slept. What has changed other than us coming to this world? Because some of us feel fine. Fellavaai? Have you
I
felt
think
this way
so.
since wearing that necklace?
I think Fellavaai will put both of his hands over the necklace.
Do you missing your neck? Do you want mine? I lift up my mala. It's easy.
No,
already.
I have mine. I found this during our travels.
Where
Do you
did
want
it
to
come
describe it
from,
to you, Vajvahan?
Fellavaai? Yeah, where did it come from? Where did you find it?
It was the abandoned town that we passed through.
When you
with
entered
the shadows of
abode.
people that were there but not. I found it in a room of a shadowy bed, and it was resting atop it like it was actually there.
Oh, Vajvahan, you would have loved that place.
It was very creepy.
It was beautiful.
Sounds a little bit creepy.
Would have loved.
The necklace is beautiful.
It is.
Do you think it is what is causing this?
Do you know of these things, Vajvahan? These relics from ages past? They carry with them an essence of those who wore them before? I've heard of things, but I do not know of them.
Above table. Ty, sorry. Would it, having failed my observe object, now knowing what the object is, would that be an allowable reattempt, or would I? Okay.
Yes, I think that qualifies as a retry for this.
Yes.
You now have a point of focus.
I suppose I can take a look. Perhaps to be honest, I wasn't even aware she was wearing a necklace. Anyways, he kind of readjusts his glasses and squints a little bit, and he kind of gets up close, Fellavaai, and begins to analyze your necklace. Call roll, right? Floor.
Yeah, please. Yep.
Oh. And that's a 2 and a 4.
Okay. You focus in on that necklace. The chain itself is beautifully wrought. It's exquisite. It's extremely delicate. And held to the chain by a little cone of a clasp are tiny cut gemstones of a gem type that you know blocks primacy. It blocks the energy that allows for full manifestation strength.
Fellavaai, that necklace is it's a prison. It's a null artifact intentionally blocking the natural flows of Nephis through you. So long as you wear it, you will have a very difficult time channeling your innate abilities. It is like a prison. It's beautiful, but it is meant to repress.
Would you help me take it off?
Raises up his shaky hands, and then he like stops and he's like, Kava, why don't you give it a try?
You want me to try and take it off or take it off?
Let's check for a clasp first,
Okay. All right. I just clarify, You're looking for a clasp. Is there any way for me to Okay, cool. And I will
Simple enough.
attempt to unclasp this.
I imagine
It
big,
is-
meaty hands, just like using the little nail to just try and.
It's not difficult to remove. And as you pull it away from Fellavaai's neck and hold it up, it's beautiful. And Bajvahan, you know that these stones have a lot of value. This is an expensive piece of jewelry, a very valuable piece of jewelry in terms of actual value, like 30 plus value just for this item.
Oh my, I put that in
but-
Fellavaai's hands.
But transporting it is a whole other problem.
In that anyone even just holding it would have their primacy.
Yes.
Withdrawn.
Above table change, yoink!
Do you feel different, Fellavaai, now that it's removed?
No.
Its principles still apply on contact. It is of great
Snatches
value.
it out of her hands, like smacks her hands up and just smacks it out. Sorry.
Perhaps we should bury this somewhere.
But look at it, Zorak. It's really expensive. It's gotta be worth something. And think about it. It's like above table. It's like that scene where the Jedis just leave their sabers out in the middle of nowhere. You're like below table. It's like you're going to leave almost a weapon or what are those things?
Manacles.
Yes.
Exactly. Then you're just going to leave that laying around for somebody to find, possibly.
It would be good to have against Isha.
It is a powerful tool, but I think the longer you're in contact with it, the less you will recover yourself. We could perhaps pass it amongst ourselves, but whoever carries it, I do fear will likely be like Fellavaai and
I
quite recover to their full.
do have a strange theory that the way we manifest here is different than how the Umbrals or perhaps even the Colossi manifest. So perhaps if we explain the situation to Umbral, maybe he would
I'm
be
here.
willing to. Oh, hello.
No. I would say I know someone who may make trade for that. If you are brave enough to transport it, I don't know how long it will take for us to actually meet with them, but you may find value in it yet, besides simply discarding it.
Bajvahan, do you have any knowledge of a way to isolate its effects such that perhaps it could be bound within a satchel or a skin, or could it be taken apart to reduce its potency?
Question for you, Ty.
Mhm.
Hide object states the nearby hiding spot. A high success temporarily relocates the item to a quasi dimension where it is obscured and difficult to reach. Now, of course, that is a double 4, but
Or a 4 bump to a 5.
or a 4 bump to a 5. But if that was achievable, would it even though it's not fully, it's a quasi dimensional obscuration, would that prevent its energies?
Vajvahan believes so.
Okay.
Oh,
Also,
That's
thank you for the raid, everybody. Thank you so much,
Thank
Lord Gazumba.
you.
Thank you for
how
joining
much
us,
time is popping
friends.
off right now?
Lots happening right now.
Yeah, holy cow.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Awesome. Vajrahan's like, it is possible. I may be able to conceal its powers for a time, though it is a terribly difficult task. But I can try.
Above table Ty, is there any way any of us can assist him in doing this to try and increase his probability?
I would love to use void shenanigans.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I will see. I think Fellavaai could justify assisting. So what that means is Vajrahan can make the roll and see what the result is. And if necessary, Fellavaai can make an assist roll, or you can just go for it and just make the assist roll with understanding that something that we have not seen yet in these arcs could happen beyond your control.
One last question.
A risk we're
What
willing
is
to take,
a
I think.
phase?
A phase is
Thinking through my
a
glasses. How
phase-
much of a period
sorry.
is that?
that is it's 24,000 breaths. In Nuovarden, it's marked by 10 hours of the darkening. In
And we had
Umalt, it doesn't.
8,000 breaths here, right?
You slept for 8,000. You also did things for the other 2 as part of your repose. So you have had a full repose, which means that outside of Fellavaai's issue with primacy, everyone's resources recover.
Okay.
Plus extra if you have a sleeping mat, 1 or 2, I guess.
I think for this, because I could foresee this being a very, very useful tool in the long run, can I use my glasses? I know that means I'm not going to be able to use them again to bump my lore check. So then all I would need to do is achieve a 4, right? By lowering the difficulty.
Correct. That is correct.
And since this is a lore check, okay, we're going to go for that. And I'll go ahead and make my check and roll like double 4s just because. That's a 3. I will bump it to a 4 for a critical success because it would need to be bumped to a 5, right? But since I've lowered the threshold,
Right, but it's a
3,
decreased difficulty. Correct.
Nice.
4 will do it. Okay. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
So Vajrahan kind of analyzes the necklace and keeping it in Fellavaai's hands, but he kind of like starts to move his hands as he's like touching the different points of it, and it like becomes almost like ethereal, Fellavaai, in your hands. You still sort of are holding it, but it almost feels very, very light and somehow there, but not there at the same time.
That's cool.
I do believe this will help at least dampen its energies and drain on you.
Thank you.
It will
As if
also
you are
conceal it.
incredible.
We are, as you are, and everything else. Just another piece of Nephis.
It is always a joy to work with you.
Same, I am very intrigued by every one of you. You sound quite amazing. When we use it again, I should say, how long does this last, Ty?
So technically, you've stashed it away. It's there's some weirdness with manifestations, like some of them only last, well, it's stuck away in a quasi dimension. To maintain that, technically, you would commit one of your dice to continually maintaining it. So for as long as you want to keep it hidden, when you need to use your dice cache, you have one fewer dice in it.
Okay, I'll do that. I will just remove one for now, and just count myself as always having 2 and just continually maintaining. So long as I maintain it, we should be good. That could be terribly difficult based upon the trials we are maybe to face, but let's just see how things go.
If need be, we can figure out another way. Thank you.
It will certainly get us to an individual who might be willing to buy it, hopefully undisturbed. But if we do wish to bring it to this other individual you mentioned, which could be helpful that we deal with this person, then we can explore that too in time.
Ambrose says, if you're seeking to get rid of it, I believe that it would be an excellent item for exchange. But before then, we must travel. I had these made for Zorik and Fellavaai, and they're these little ground smooth, thin stones with little toe nodules to grip them with, kind of like flip-flops, but they have little things for each toe. I suggest you slip your feet on these and walk using these so you don't damage your skin.
This feels like a really odd question, but I know that Iksha have 4 fingers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we also have 4 toes? Did they make like an extra little loop?
There's an extra thing, yeah.
I really enjoy that. Thank you.
And Ambrose says, rested, ready? I will say, Fellavaai, that if you wish to use any of your resources to recover any of your primacy now, you may do that, but you can't. Obviously, you've missed your repose for the natural recovery.
Use any of my resources to recover primacy.
Oh, I have something for you.
You?
I will reach into my pack and I will take out the black smudge. I have one use of that left, and I know it has an effect on primacy. I can't remember exactly how much. Is it just 1 point?
It's D4.
A D4. So
D4 when consumed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you consume this delicious looking black smudge, it will make you feel better.
Thank you. And Fellavaai will knock it back. Get it over with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a lichen. So you're going to liken it. Who wants to roll? Fellavaai, you can roll. See how much you recover. 1d4.
Come on. There we go.
Okay.
Very cool.
All right. So that should give you a total of 4, right?
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Zorik is going to just come over to Vajvahan and he kind of makes a gesture to almost like reach out, but remembers that Vajvahan is not as welcoming of touch, and just sort of his hands drop back. Thank you for helping my friend in this way. I know it is a strain on you, and we've only just met, and well, I just want to say that I appreciate you very much for joining us, being here.
Thank you, Zorik. Gladly, of course, especially in this place where we are perhaps disconnected from Nephis. It is all the more important that us who are Nephis stay together and aid one another.
Indeed.
Our alien lands.
I believe, as such, our greatest likelihood of returning to the garden is by sticking together at all costs. Whatever we may find along our path, the four of us will leave this place together. I can assure you that.
Words are well received, sorry. Thank you. And wise. There is always together that we are greatest.
Have you ever considered a tattoo?
You know, we do enjoy Asgal? Asgal? Is that the culture?
Mm-hmm.
We do enjoy, and even my robes a little bit in your fashion. We are quite
I
fond
noticed this.
of your work. You know, even the Selkie, in a similar way, they use their bodies to write the lore that they perceive upon learnt from your people. But no, I've never considered a tattoo. But I am learning my second eyes. So perhaps this might be a fun endeavor when I build up the courage. Does it hurt?
A bit, but the pain is worth the result. And I assure you I have practiced much. Should you find yourself curious, I would be honored to repay your kindness with the art of my people.
Thank you. I will. Kava, have you a tattoo?
Oh, no, not yet, but I would love to watch. It would be quite an experience.
Maybe we you could do Kava first, and I'll see if I have it of what it takes.
I would be honored, Kava, should you be interested.
I would be the one that is honored, truly. Knowing the significance of these tattoos, I would be honored to be connected to you in such a way.
This form of manifestation of my people not only is symbolic, but also carries with it the power of Nephis. That is a gift that I would gladly give to you, Kava. It shall be done.
Kava, just maybe anywhere but the lower back.
You know, my parents did advise me of getting such tattoos in such places. Apparently, it makes you a little flippant in certain ways.
I hadn't heard that. I just heard something about the lower back, and it popped into my mind. Anyways.
How about the face? But face tattoo.
I mean, yes.
That sounds painful.
You look at Zorak, and Zorak has tattoos all over his body. Yes. And then he's like, wait a minute, lower back? I don't remember hearing anything about that.
Embril is leaning against his little domicile, and he says, do we actually want to advance on our journey, or do you...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, forgot. Yep.
So, look, and then Kava looks at the entire group. If this doesn't work, we have a very, very long ways to walk. Holy crap, double fours. Let's freaking go. And this is going to look a little different. This is going to look a little different because we're now not in Nuovarden. So you'll watch all of a sudden as Kava's form turns into this soft clay and almost falls and goops into the ground. And at first y'all are like, what the heck? And a very brief rumble in the ground as you watch this large form begin to emerge from soft clay and hardens into this rock solid form as the rock begins to form into scales of a very familiar form to you two, the bait worm. And I'm really hoping this doesn't freak out the rest of the villagers around, because Kava didn't think about warning nobody before she did this.
Double fours, that is... So, first of all, you get automatic recovery as part of that.
Sweet.
In addition, that allows you to take the form of the size of an adolescent fate worm, which is a size factor 12. I believe adolescent is the right.
12?
Yeah, so the size
Sounds
factors go up
large.
in increments of 4.
Ooh.
It's big.
So then I'm hoping that everybody will be able to just sit comfortably on Kava's back. So it's like getting down in like a little crouch, and then even extending one of the wings down so y'all can kind of climb up on it.
Size factor 12 is a size up to 16 feet.
Ooh.
So suddenly you are this long, you've taken kind of the color of the sky here, but you are in the tunnel still. A. And B, at size factor 12,
Crowded in here.
You can carry an equivalent, you can carry any number of creatures below your size factor in total. Anything that matches your size factor slows you down.
Ooh.
So keep that in mind.
What are we?
Okay.
What size
For
factor
every-
are we, Ty?
You are all size factor 4.
Okay.
Hey,
So-
we just barely
so-
made it.
Well, no, there are 4 of you besides Kava.
Oh.
Emerald.
Chicken nuggets.
But however,
If you
Just
carry-
guiding us.
I think I can fly. I think I can fly
Ooh.
because I have the
7.
mind discipline, which I have
Yeah.
flight. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna wait till we get outside.
Yeah, don't make my
To
mistake.
be
That was
fair,
dumb.
to be fair, yeah. But once we're outside, I'm just gonna kind of put my hands down, and just sort of like rise up. I'm gonna try to manifest flight and just rise up off the ground.
Okay, let me read this little bit of narrative real quick before we
Yeah,
we
yeah,
get
yeah.
you out of the tunnels.
Yeah.
But Kava, in order to keep your form, you're going to have to commit a die like Vajrahan is committed for keeping that. So that will be in your spent column on your character sheet. Emerald leads you through a series of twisting tunnels seemingly formed by gigantic serpents. Softly glowing vegetation of various colors dimly lights the way, and cool runnels of fresh water trickle along the way, forming pools where unseen creatures ripple the surface and more abundant vegetation grows. Eventually, Emerald leads you back to the surface, and I assume you fill your water skins at this point as well, to a ridge looking down onto a flat plain. In the distance, a volcano oozes magma and a torrent of ash. Loud popping and thunderous rumbling accompanies periodic shuddering in the ground beneath your feet. Every so often, a low howl and the sound of clattering stone carries across the vast and distant salmon sky. On the plain below, a huddle of humanoid figures stand around a single column of fire no larger than the figures themselves. The fire burns brightly, then swirls as if caught in a twisting breeze. The light dims from red and orange to orange and yellow, then back to red and again to yellow. Slowly it fades, then grows nearly imperceptible, then is gone. A keening wafts to your ears from the plain below. Emerald seems entranced by the scene. And Zork, if you wish to attempt your manifestation of flight, you can do so.
Yeah, the keening that you mentioned is very intriguing to me. However,
Do you wish to speak to Emerald about it?
yeah, what is this chorus that I hear? Is this a song of some kind? Is this sounds of your world? What is this? It's got a melody to it. It's got a pattern. It seems almost like a song.
Emerald breaks away from staring down at the scene, and there are tears on his face. And he says, "One of ours has just passed beyond from this life. The sound you're hearing is the mourning of their loved ones."
I'm sorry that you have lost someone, and I make a gesture to almost reach towards the tear that's just kind of like dangling from his cheekbone, almost as if it's ready to fall, and I pull back.
He smiles. They were fortunate to have lived a full life and did not suffer the fate of an imprint. But they will not return to us again. And he wipes the tear himself. I am still impressed by the form of Kava and the terrifying form that it is. Is this a pet in your world?
This is a beast of the garden.
You must live in a fascinating garden.
Yes.
This must be what Cyril mentioned, seeing your other companion from your world flying on. And we are meant to fly upon your form, Kava.
Yes.
Very well.
Perhaps someday you will have a chance to experience our world. Stranger things have happened.
If we should survive this journey, I think that would be a wonderful opportunity.
We will.
There you have it.
Well,
No, gentle, Kava. Not too rough. I get on to the back of Kava.
Fellavaai will
Alright.
also and sit on the back as they do whenever they meditate.
okay. So here's the thing. If one more, like Emerald, climbs aboard Kava, you will be slowed because that will be equivalent size factor totals to your size factor. So, but you'll be able to fly, you just won't be flying full speed,
But that's fine.
which I think is 24 feet per round anyway. So,
Which I think would allow Zorik to keep up
yes, because Zork
in his flight.
could be able to fly at 16 to 32. So it depends on Zorik's manifestation strength.
Yeah.
Zork was going to try.
Okay, let's go ahead. I'm just going to put my hands down. Yes, Penborough, just like Iron Man, the Iron Man thing, and just like try to lift off here. Oh, yeah, that's a 4 and a 2.
Okay. So you lift yourself off the ground. It's something you've never done before, Zork.
Whoa.
And Kava, you are able to sort of glide off of this ledge over the valley, something you have done recently, flying. The weight of your companions dropping you a little bit, but you gaining. The other three of you, Embrel, Fellavaai, and Vajvahan, it's not something you've done before. Fellavaai, maybe this feels a little bit like flinging into the void in travels that you've done, but it's also very present and happening right now. And as you all launch into the air, that's where we will end tonight.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
What a
that was
great session.
fun.
Oh, my
Great.
gosh.
Bajvahan. Bajvahan. Bajvahan.
Also,
Edinburgh,
Zorik flying
welcome.
with the power of his mind.
Seriously.
Avatar stuff.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Avatar
I
stuff.
forgot about that. I was like, oh, wait, I can fly.
Yeah, no, I got this.
I got this.
I
Paul,
think
it's
funny that
awesome to
three of
have
the
you here,
four of
buddy.
you,
Yeah,
four of you
yeah.
have committed resources.
You know,
Yes,
I'm
we
glad I
do.
can temporally phase your necklace for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Blessed.
is the
Yeah.
beauty of having a cache of 3 dice, though, right? Because we can, without, I mean, obviously it's using one of our important action dice, but we still have the 2. So I think that's great. I think it's a great
Yeah,
use.
you're strong enough to have resources to do multiple things.
Yeah, that's
Find
pretty
it
cool.
very fun that the person that isn't holding an action dice is the person that has the least active primacy to use.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad we figured that necklace
God,
thing
that
out.
black smudge saved me. I had 1 primacy. I now have
got
4.
you. I got you, girl.
Bless you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Ty, thank you so much. Another fantastic session. What a great group. Paul, welcome. Awesome to have you
Welcome.
here.
Thank you. Really looking forward to it. Yeah,
Dude,
this is great.
Vajvahan is very cool. Very,
I
very
love
cool.
him.
Yeah.
I fucking
very
love
cool.
Soku.
Awesome.
All right. So look, let's go around the table. I'm like glowing on the inside because this was so much fun. let's go around the table. Tell people, what you've got going on, where they can find you, all that good stuff. Paul, let's start with you, Mr. Penborough. Tell us about House of Eidolons. Where can people find that? What's it all about? We want to hear a little bit more about that before we sign off.
Yeah, we've played here on Guild Superior one time before. Me and my partner, very similar to Ty. We are developing our own TTRPG. It is a cyberpunk heist-like TTRPG. It's pretty big. It's very modular. It pulls inspirations from things like John Wick and Blade Runner and all that good stuff. It's very fun. We'll be on Guild Superior again. If you're coming to GuildCon, which you should, you can get a chance to play in person there. And you can find me at Penborough on Instagram, though I haven't posted in a while. But you'll be seeing a lot more of us. Otherwise, check out our website. There's also a Discord that we have that you can find through the website as well. Feel free to drop in. We're always in there chit-chatting and love visitors.
It's a very fun game. Very fun game. If you want to see kind of a mini campaign, go check out our YouTube page. We have it all up there. And yeah, and I'm hoping, Paul, we can get another game going here in the not too distant future when things kind of chill out a little bit.
Sure.
But yes, great to have you here. Let's jump next to Kayla. Kayla, thank you so much. And also, I think I mentioned it in the chat. You have a magic skill of bringing people together, and we talked about this before. Like, you are a nexus point for so many people, and I really appreciate that. And you brought a bunch of great people in today and last week as well. And I love that. So thank you for that. What's going on? Where can people find you? How do they connect with you?
Hello, I'm Kayla Janelle. I actually just started streaming again. So if you want to come hang out with us, I think we'll be streaming this Sunday. And honestly, it's just a bunch of shenanigans. So come out, hang about words, English hard. Come hang out with us. Honestly, we're doing a lot of giveaways lately. So actually, last stream we gave away Nuovarden. So if you want a chance to get this game, then please come hang out with me because we're giving copies away for free.
So beautiful. Awesome.
I
Thank you
love
so
that.
much, Kayla. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
Rachel, what's going on? What do you got? What's happening? Tell us something. What's up?
Hi, I'm Rachel, also known as Ktyria. You just watched me play Fellavaai with all of these wonderful, incredible people. I'm having such a good time. I am on the Guild Superior Discord as Ktyria if you want to talk to me there, or just if you want to get involved with some really cool community games because they are really cool, or if you want to host a community game because he's always looking for good hosts. I know that I might see running a little one shot of Root sometime soon to get some practice because I am not often a DM, but I respect the work that our always DMs do, and I want to give them a break. But otherwise, you can find me on other things that I've done on Greyhawk or on Guild Superior, such as the Outlaws of Greyhawk. It was an incredible game. If you have not seen it, you should watch it. It's so good. It's so good. Dave is the DM. Ty is in it. It's so good. I cannot.
You
I
guys
don't
were
have the
so
words
good
right
in that.
now because it's
Your
late.
jaw drops.
Yeah.
There
Lightning
have
in
been
a
so
bottle,
many moments
I
in
think
that
is what
where
it
I
was.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, that
Perfect.
was fun.
That's all.
Very fun.
Honestly,
Yep.
signing off on that. Lightning in
Scottish
the
Jeff
bottle.
was there. He knows.
Yeah.
Coco was there. Coco knows.
Coco.
Yeah. Rachel, it's always a pleasure to play games with you. Really, really appreciate it. I also just to be totally clear, I do have your name in our schedule of upcoming games. We don't have a date set yet, but you've got a GM spot whenever you are ready to do so. We would love to play with you. So
I appreciate it very much.
yep, you just let me know when you're ready. And certainly not least, but unfortunately last here as we go around, Ty, is that how they say it? I don't remember how it goes. Ty, just want to say thank you so much for creating this game and bringing it here and sharing it with us.
Yeah.
And I know you put a lot into it, and it is beautiful. And yeah,
Thank
where
you.
can people find it? What's the best way to connect with you and Nuovarden?
Everything is at adventuresling.com. 2 podcasts for your listening pleasure. Downloadable materials to supplement your Nuovarden game. More free stuff to supplement your game coming soon, especially really soon. I'm not going to say anything more than that, but keep watching the show
Oh.
because it'll be relevant. And yeah, Nuovarden, you can get it through links there at DriveThruRPG, or you can go straight to DriveThruRPG, or you can download the beta quick start and see what it looks like in its earliest form, second earliest form. I was looking at old files the other day at like what certain things used to be called and what the very early discussions were. It's crazy how it changes. I see Paul laughing because
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. There was other stuff going on, and I'm now drawing a blank. But I am finishing a series of Delta Green on Tuesday, where I play Sherm Cotter, Special Agent Sherm Cotter, who is quickly spiraling down the drain to madness and nowhere as the investigation wraps up over at Darling Creepshow's channel. And oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's a rumor, speaking of community games, thanks for bringing that up, Ktyria, that there will be some Nuovarden showing up there as well pretty soon. So keep an eye open for that. If you want to get involved in playing and don't want to have to worry about being on stream, which is a different experience. And other than that, yeah, adventuresling.com. You can just see what's going on over there and wander around and say hi and join the mailing list if you want, or visit us on Discord and all other kind of stuff. And there's more stuff coming. So thanks for having me. I so appreciate everyone.
Of course, Ty, we love you very much. Great friend, great person, great creator. If you haven't checked out for example, the Adventure Sling podcast is freaking awesome. I've been really digging into that more recently, and some of our friends are on there being interviewed. It's very cool, very great discussions. A lot of talk about game design and other topics related to this TTRPG space. It's really, really good. So appreciate you for all of that, sharing all that knowledge, and again, bringing people together. I think that's my favorite thing about these damn games, is that it just brings all these cool, creative people together. And I think that's why I keep doing it, because like I get to hang out with you all, which is awesome. And all the people that have been hanging out in the chat and rated in, thank you so much for being here and being part of this. We had a couple of raids tonight, a lot of very generous gift subs. You guys, thank you so much for supporting and getting the word out. This Nuovarden game especially needs to be shared more and more. So appreciate what you're doing, Kayla, also at your channel, supporting this. We're gonna go ahead and raid into Darling Creepshow after we hit the end credits here. So stick around for that. Let's give Creep some good old-fashioned Guild Superior love. We will be back on Saturday with more Shadow Dark, and we've got an amazing group of people coming back for that, including Flea Monkey, Scottish Jeff, Tithalanos, Armin, Doc Shoulder, and Shiv. It's going to be crazy and fun, and that is at 3 p.m. Central on Saturday. Come on over and check it out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So thank you everybody for being here, and we will see you back for Nuovarden next Thursday, Greyhawk on Tuesday. There's just all kinds of stuff, and we'll see you over at Kayla's channel on Sunday. Be there, be square. We'll see ya. Thanks everybody.